Marine Colonel demanded her call sign. When she said Phantom 7, he froze in shock. The wind whipped across Camp Pendleton's tarmac, carrying the scent of oil, sweat, and ocean salt. The rhythmic thunder of helicopter blades cut through the morning haze as a convoy rolled toward the operations hangar. Marines snapped to attention as a dark SUV stopped near the command post. Out stepped Colonel Marcus Hale, a man whose reputation could silence a room faster than a drill instructor's bark. 28 years in the Corps, hardened by 2 wars, and the kind of losses that make a man wear his medals like scars. He wasn't in the mood for ceremony, not today. He was here to debrief a new transfer, someone recently reassigned to his command under unusual circumstances. The memo said, Staff Sergeant, Aviation Recon, call sign Phantom 7. The name alone made him pause. Phantom 7. He hadn't heard that call sign in nearly a decade, not since Helmand Province 2014, not since that night. He brushed it off. Couldn't be the same, just another coincidence in a world full of ghosts. Inside the hangar, young Marines straightened as Hale entered. He was followed by Major Trent Lawson, his operations chief, a man who never smiled unless the colonel did first. "Where's the new transfer?" Hale asked. "Waiting outside, sir," Trent replied. "Came in from the 160th SOAR Joint Training Program. Quiet, professional, doesn't talk much." "Bring her in." A door creaked, boots clicked on concrete. The Marine who entered was not what the colonel expected. She was maybe early 30s, with short-cropped dark hair and eyes like cold steel, the kind that had seen too much too soon. She moved with the deliberate precision of someone trained to disappear and reappear at will. She saluted crisply. "Staff Sergeant Evelyn Cole, reporting for duty, sir." The colonel studied her face. There was something hauntingly familiar, a faint scar across her left temple, a stiffness in her right shoulder. His stomach knotted, but he kept his voice steady. "At ease, Sergeant," he said. "I'll make this quick. You were transferred under special directive from command. Care to explain that?" "No, sir," she replied flatly. "Orders didn't include an explanation." The colonel frowned. "I see. Then maybe you can at least tell me your call sign." There was a beat of silence, then her voice, calm, unwavering. "Phantom 7, sir." The colonel froze. It was as if the hangar fell silent. Every sound, the hum of the lights, the rattle of tools, the wind outside, vanished. His eyes locked on hers, searching for something, someone. He whispered almost to himself, "That can't be right." But it was. He'd heard that call sign before, years ago in the chaos of Helmand. He remembered the radio static, the desperate calls for air support, and the voice of Phantom 7 coming through, calm and fearless, guiding his unit out of a kill zone when they were trapped and bleeding. That voice had saved his life, but Phantom 7 was declared cut 2 weeks later. "Permission to speak freely, sir?" Evelyn asked. He nodded slowly. "I know what you're thinking," she said, "and yes, I was there." Helmand Province, Afghanistan, 2014. Convoy ambush, a desert burning under tracer fire. Captain Marcus Hale, then just a company commander, pinned down with 2 squads in a dry riverbed. Enemy RPGs hammering from every ridge, comms fried, no extraction. Then out of nowhere, a voice crackled through the static. "This is Phantom 7. I've got eyes on your position. Mark smoke and hold tight." He'd never heard that call sign before, but something in her tone made him trust her instantly. A drone strike came in perfect, then another. She guided every shot with surgical precision, clearing the ridge long enough for his men to evacuate. "Who the hell are you?" Hale had shouted into the mic. "Just a ghost, Captain," she'd replied. "Get your boys home." 2 weeks later, her UAV went dark over Sangin. Wreckage found, no remains recovered. He remembered the name on the report, Cole, Evelyn R. Colonel Hale's jaw tightened. "You died," he said quietly. She nodded once. "That's what they told everyone." "How?" "Black site op," she said. "After Helmand, I was pulled into Ghost Recon. My death was cover for a deep infiltration in the Gulf region. 7 years off the grid, no contact, no name, just missions that never existed." The major shifted uncomfortably. "That's classified territory, Colonel." Hale didn't care. He was staring at a living ghost. "You could have told someone," he muttered. "I couldn't," she said. "Not without compromising the unit. The only reason I'm here now is because Command dissolved the program last year. Debriefs are still ongoing." "Why this assignment?" "Because you're the only one who ever heard my real voice, sir," she said softly. "Command thought it'd be easier." He almost laughed. "Easier? You saved my entire company. I watched your name carved into a memorial wall. You think this is easy?" Evelyn didn't flinch. "No, sir, but I didn't come here for easy." Days passed. She integrated into the squadron quietly, flying recon drones, advising on special operations. She spoke little but worked like a machine, efficient, surgical, emotionless. Yet at night, Hale would catch her standing outside the hangar, staring at the horizon, where the sky met the sea, as if she was still waiting for an extraction that never came. Major Trent noticed it too. "Sir, that woman's running on fumes. She's up before sunrise and the last to leave. Doesn't talk to anyone. You think she's stable?" Hale gave him a look. "She's a Marine. That's all I need to know." But deep down, he wasn't sure. 2 months later, the base was on high alert. An unidentified drone swarm had breached restricted airspace, jamming comms and targeting radar installations along the coast. Hale's team scrambled, but their automated defenses were blind. "Get me recon eyes," he barked. "Already on it," Trent shouted. "Phantom 7's in the ops bay." Evelyn's fingers flew across the console. 3 hostiles, modified Iranian design, adaptive AI patterning. I can jam 2. The third's running dark. "Can you neutralize it?" Hale asked. "Not yet, but if we link manual override to base control, I can piggyback the signal." "That's a suicide loop," Trent said. "It'll fry your console, maybe you too." Evelyn didn't blink. "It's the only way." Hale looked at her. "You sure about this, Sergeant?" She met his eyes. "Yes, sir, ghosts don't die twice." Before he could stop her, she initiated the override. Sparks erupted. The base lights flickered. "Signal lock now," she whispered. The third drone froze midair, its guidance system hijacked. A second later, it dropped harmlessly into the ocean. Applause erupted in the control room. Marines cheered. But Evelyn slumped forward, smoke rising from the console. Hale rushed to her side. "Medic!" She coughed, eyes fluttering open. "Target neutralized, sir." He gripped her hand. "Don't pull that ghost act on me again, you hear?" She gave the faintest smirk. "No promises, sir." Weeks later, the base calmed down. The incident made quiet rounds through command channels. No one outside knew how close they'd come to disaster. Evelyn was awarded a commendation, though she refused a ceremony. She preferred the quiet, the ghost did too. One evening, Hale found her sitting alone in the flight line, helmet beside her, watching the sunset. "You know," he said, "I've had soldiers under my command who didn't survive half of what you did, and yet here you are." She didn't look at him. "Surviving isn't the same as living, sir." He nodded. "No, but sometimes it's all we've got." She turned to him. "You remember that night in Helmand?" "Every second." "I wasn't supposed to make it out," she said quietly. "Our UAV went down. The rest of my crew didn't survive. I did. Barely. Locals found me, traded me to an intel contractor. That's how Ghost Recon found me. They rebuilt me into something different." He studied her face. "You're still a Marine." "Maybe," she said, "but sometimes I wonder if the part of me that was died over that desert." "Then you keep fighting until you find it again," Hale said. "That's what we do." She looked out at the sea again. "You really believe that?" He smiled faintly. "You did it once, Phantom. You'll do it again." She chuckled softly. "You know, sir, you're the only one still calling me that." "Then I'll keep doing it," he said, "because you earned it." Months turned into a year. Evelyn became an integral part of the base's defense unit, training drone pilots, rewriting protocols, mentoring recruits. But every so often, she'd vanish for hours, slipping into classified hangars where her old Ghost Recon drones were stored, broken shells of machines that once carried her voice across battlefields. Rumors spread that she was trying to rebuild one, the original Phantom drone that went down in Helmand. Hale finally confronted her. "You're chasing ghosts again," he said. Maybe, she said, not looking up, but some ghosts deserve a proper burial. He sighed. You're not the only one who lost something out there. I know, she said quietly, but maybe if I finish this, I can finally stop feeling like I never came back. 6 months later, the reconstructed drone, sleek, matte black, and silent as a shadow, sat ready on the launch pad. Evelyn stood beside it in full flight suit. Hale walked up. You sure about this?